What is going on, guys? I'm here from channel of Geeked, and welcome to my £760/$900 1080p / 4K build. Now this build is dedicated to the people who want to play any game, literally any game at 1080p ultra settings, but also want to play some light games at 4K, so like the source games like Half-Life 2, Left 4 Dead, CSGO, Dota 2, Team Fortress 2, all those types of games you can play on 4K on this PC build. Without any further ado, let's go with the processor. We have chosen the Intel Core i5-4690K. Again, this is a Devil's Canyon processor clocked at 3.5 GHz. It's one of the best gaming CPUs out there, one of the best. And again, it runs on the socket LGA1150, and not much to say about this processor. Again, it's a quad-core processor, meaning it has 4 physical cores, which will come in handy when it comes to more heavy gaming loads. So you can play a lot of games on this PC, and obviously the CPU can handle it easily. Again, it turbos up to 3.9 GHz. You can get it higher than that because we are going to be overclocking this PC. And speaking of overclocking, for our cooler, we have got the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Again, this is a 120mm fan cooler. Again, this is one of the best coolers out there for how much it costs. For £25, I don't think you can go wrong with this cooler. It comes with free thermal paste, which obviously doesn't matter, but you can get some aftermarket thermal paste like the Arctic Silver AS5. I recommend that if you're going to be doing some heavy overclocking on this. Again, this pretty much fits most of the sockets out there. It fits 1150, 1155, 1156, 1366, 2011 and 2011-3. It even fits the 77.5, FM2 Plus, FM2, FM1, and the list goes on. Again, a great cooler, direct contact heat pipe cooler thing. I don't know how that thing works. It's continuous direct contact technology, which means it's the way it's designed is really good airflow, and it won't take up so much space in our case because it's not a massive cooler. I'm not really a big fan of these really bulky coolers. I like a small cooler which can deliver great performance, and the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo is absolutely perfect. For our motherboard, we're going to go with the Gigabyte Z97M D3H. Again, this is an LGA 1150 socket motherboard, so you can put your i3s, i5s and i7s here. Again, it's in a UATX form factor, which is also known as micro ATX. They just different ways. It features two-way crossfire on the PCIe 3.0 16x lane, so it's got two PCIe 3.0 16x port lanes, I would say. DDR3 memory support, and it's just a great motherboard overall. It's an ultra durable motherboard, and we all know that they Gigabyte make great ultra durable boards. And the I/O is pretty good with 7.1 surround sound pre-implemented, and it's also got 4 USB 3.0 slots with a Gigabit Ethernet, HDMI, VGA, and DVI-I. I believe that's DVI-I. And it's also got your PS2 standards and your standard USB 2. It supports the 4th and 5th generation Intel Core i5, i5s, i7s, and i3s. And I think this motherboard is just great for what it is. I would definitely buy a Gigabyte board, and especially how much overclocking potential is on this board. There's nothing you can go wrong with this. For our memory, we're going to go with G.Skill Ripjaw X 8GB module. This is two 4GB sticks on a DDR3 base, which are clocked at 1600 MHz. These are dual channel memories. Not much to talk about this. It's got a great heat spreader. It's in red. I think they do different colors, but obviously I chose mine in red. Again, just good reliable RAM. There's nothing else to say. Great compatibility, good reliable RAM. Nothing much to say, as I said. Now for our SSD, so a build like this, an SSD is a must-have. I would recommend personally an SSD. We are going with the Kingston Technology SSD now S200. This is a SATA 3 drive, which is the 2.5-inch drive. It's 30 GB of storage, and I know that's not a lot, but mainly we're going to have our operating system, which is probably Windows most likely. We're going to have an operating system here. It will boot so quickly. You can probably put a small game in here, but obviously if you do want increased storage, there are different options, but that will also rise the cost. But there are different options, and just get them like 120GB version if you want to put some games on here, if you want to really boot really quickly. Again, SATA 3 6GB per second, which is really fast. So its read speeds are 500 megabits per second, and its write speeds are 100 megabits per second. So that's really high for what it is. For our main drive, we're gonna go with the 1TB Seagate drive. We've used this drive in every single build I've done. It's a 3.5-inch SATA 3 drive, 7,200 RPM speed with 64 megabytes of cache and 8 millisecond response time. Nothing much to say. It's just a great hard drive overall. For our graphics card, we're gonna go with the Gigabyte AMD Radeon R9 290. Now the only difference between the R9 and the R9 290X is basically the R9 290X is an overclocked version of an R90. So you're basically saving £20 or $30-40 on buying an R9 290X. So rather just buy an R9 290 with a Windforce cooler on it and you'll be set to go. This is the pre-overclocked edition, but we are going to overclock this card. Just please spend 5 minutes overclocking your graphics card. You'll get the best potential out of it. Take the most out of your graphics card. Again, it's got 4 GB of memory on board. It's a PCI Express card, obviously, and its core clock is 1040 megahertz, but you can obviously overclock it. Now, the problem with Windforce cards is it takes a lot of power. We all know that AMD are very high power they have really high power dissipating cards, but the Windforce just makes that situation even worse by adding a 450 watt cooler system. So the graphics card alone is going to take 450 watts, which is a lot. So a minimum power supply would be a 600 watt, but we've chosen something a bit higher to keep safe. For our case, we're going to go with the Fractal Design Core 1300 or 1300 if you like to say it that way. Again, this is an extremely compact micro ATX case with a bottom mounted power supply. It's designed for exceptional airflow. We all know that Fractal Design are great when it comes to airflow and cooling. It's got a nice brushed aluminum look, front panel with a sleek 3-dimensional textured finish, which is really nice. It's got superior water cooling support for its size, supports up to 2 240 radiators, and it features a 120 rear exhaust fan for exceptional cooling. It comes with a total of 7 fan slots if you do want to add 7. It also comes with 2 120 fans already included, which is really, really nice. Again, it supports tall CPU coolers, so like your Dark Rock 3 from Be Quiet, which is about 162mm in height, but obviously our Hyper 212 is definitely smaller than that. And I think this is just an amazing case for how much it costs. For £30, I don't think you can go wrong with this case. Yeah, it might not have a side window, but this build is supposed to be best value for what you're getting. That's what I'm trying to aim at my builds. I'm trying to get the best value. I'm not really at the more of the looks, but I'm trying to get the best value, trying to no compromises, trying to get the best performance where possible. So I wanted to spend most of my budget on my GPU and my processor and a few other things, and the case was no problem. Again, the Fractal Design Core 1300 does absolutely perfect for the type of build we're having here. For our power supply, we're going to go with the Silverstone ST70F ESB Strider Essential. It's a 700 watt power supply. Again, 80 plus bronze. I don't think you can go wrong with the power supply. It comes with all the connectors you need, plus one 4+4 CPU connector, 3 4-pin Molex connectors, 2 6+2 pin PCIe power connectors, and 2 6-pin PCIe power connectors, with 1 FDD power connector and 6 SATA power connectors. So you've got a lot of potential here. It's a single rail power supply. It does support Crossfire, and 700 watts is a lot, I know, but for our graphics card, that took a lot. If you're gonna add a second Windforce card, don't get this power supply, because 700 watts is just not enough. I recommend getting a 1000 watt power supply. I'll leave a link in the description below for the best 1000 watt power supply. Hope you guys enjoyed this build. Again, dedicated to people who want to play games at 1080p, ultra settings, pretty much every single AAA blockbuster title out there. We want to just do some light 4K gaming. Again, this build comes up to £760, I mean, and $900. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.